Okay, last but not least, I know you've all got your scores, so please allow me to introduce the last team for the day from Edith Cowan University and their faculty advisors Janet Simmons and Jason Udy. Please make them welcome.
You have 1 minute in your setup time.
Edith Cowan
University.
You may now commence your presentation.
Education. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Not fear, not intimidation, not war. This is something that our university's namesake, Edith Cowan, believed in as well. Born in 1861, Edith was a charismatic and ambitious woman who went on to become the very first woman in Parliament. She was a change maker who believed that even one single person could make a change. Due to the pivotal role she played in education, politics, and social issues, Edith Cowan University, our university, was named in her honor. Her contributions were also acknowledged by having her image printed on the Australian $50 note. However, being uni students, I don't think we get to see too many of these. My name is Gerald. I'm presenting alongside Kimberly, Angela, and Arshil at the technical desk, and we are representing Enactus ECU. I'd also like to take this time to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to elders both past and present.
Since our success at the last national competition, our team has more than doubled in size, and we can now proudly say we have more than 50 volunteers dedicating their time to Enactus. This ever-growing team has brought together people from all over the world, mixing together different cultures and diverse ideas. This year, we branched into our second campus. Due to this expansion, we are a brand new team with a brand new focus and have had to create roles to assist with direction, as you can see here. This determined group of people have brought a fresh outlook to our projects. Waste Not and Net University. Not only do these two projects combine a total of 8 UN sustainability goals, they also echo the values of Edith Cowan and her belief that education was the key to growth, change and improvement, which has become the foundation for Enactus ECU.
Look around the room. Every one of us will dispose on average 2.2 tonnes of waste per year. That's 50 million annually across Australia. With the population projected to rise by nearly 50% over the next 40 years, it is estimated by 2056 we will waste 72.5 million tonnes each year. In October 2015, we created our project Waste Not in response to the competition One Race to End Waste. And in result, we were awarded the Brambles Food Waste Challenge grant. Waste Not began with a heavy focus on encouraging local cafes to reduce their food wastage. We engaged with 4 cafes and audits were carried out. This involved getting our hands dirty, as you can see here. We discovered that small businesses do not have the time or money to maintain such practices, but luckily, we are still working alongside Aroma Cafe. So expect trial and error when trying to create a new project, because if it was easy, we'd all be doing it. We learnt this when we expanded our vision. One vision was composting. The amount of time, space, and waste to put in a single bag to make a single bag of compost was just not feasible for our team. But on a larger scale, could make a vast impact for the environment.
So after facing these challenges, we sat down with CHEP, a Brambles company, and received some valuable mentoring, which inspired us to again redirect our focus now towards the field of primary school education. See, Waste Not could only affect individual companies at a time, but by looking at primary school education, we had the chance to make a real significant social impact and influence the next generation. While carrying out our research into developing a program for primary school-aged children, we carried out an environmental scan. And realized that there were already other programs similar to the one we wanted to introduce already in the market, however, with significant gaps. So we partnered with a local school to develop our program in a manner that best suits their needs. In October this year, a pilot will commence with a program that we're currently developing. This will create the start to a long-term plan, which involves developing the product for children up to year 6 and in multiple schools. In essence, making our project scalable in the long term. Waste Not will be designed to equip children with knowledge about waste and the damaging impacts it has on the society and the environment. We aim to influence the children's behavior and habits in the long run by teaching them and educating them on how to reduce, reuse, recycle, and minimize the impact on food waste. We aim not only to see these results within the classroom, but at home as well. Not only impacting the year 2 students in class, but their parents and family members. Overall, by focusing on education, not only do we address the generational gap, but these 6 United Nations Sustainability Goals as well. It is very impactful that we are able to influence on both ends of the age spectrum, with primary school-aged children through Waste Not, to senior citizens with our flagship project, Net University.
Imagine yourself 20 to 50 years from now, living in this world, the one that you helped build and put your entire life into. And then suddenly, you feel like you don't belong. This is the world of technology, and that disconnected feeling can be how your parents and grandparents feel right now. By not understanding how to use modern technology, such as tablets and smartphones, your parents and grandparents are being left behind. Technology is a major part of society. It is convenient, and it helps us connect with the people we love. no matter the distance. Not only that, it is good for the mind. In the last 20 years, the proportion of people aged 65 years and over has increased from 12% to 15.3%. And according to Alzheimer's Australia, there are more than 413,000 people living with dementia. And that number increases by 244 each day. There has been recent university studies indicating that the use of touchscreen technology can make a substantial impact with people with dementia through the active use of memory recall, restorative therapy, and social engagement. Not only that, we all have days where we find it hard to get out of bed. We're tired, we're sad, we're sick. And we are all so lucky that we know how to order food online, Skype our favourite show, or call a family member back home that we miss and love. I really could not imagine not knowing these things. And this is why Net University is an amazing program.
Net University began in 2013 when one of our members was working at a local cinema and was trying to encourage seniors to apply for a loyalty card. However, most of them refused on account of the fact that they didn't have an email address. This brought to our attention we live in an ever-changing world with ever-changing technology, and unfortunately, there is a large demographic that we are just leaving behind. Our project began in 2 local libraries, with Enactus members hosting a 2-hour class for seniors, focusing on the use and application of iPads in their day-to-day lives. After repeatedly receiving questions about different devices and functions, we've made some changes this year. Not only have we updated our iPad training manual to incorporate ever-advancing technologies, we have introduced an iPhone class, as well as an iCommunication class, which allows seniors to use platforms like Facebook and Skype to stay connected with their family and friends, no matter the distance. A recent discussion with participants revealed that there is a common fear amongst this demographic in regards to being scammed. In response to these concerns, particularly that of the ransomware scam, which I'm sure we're all aware of, Net University held its first cybersecurity class in early June. The focus of this class was how to recognise and avoid scams, how to cope with the effects if a scam occurs to you, and where to get help. Edith Cowan University is ranked one of the highest in the world for cybersecurity education, and we are seeking advice from students in this field in the development of this class. Recently, ECU was one of only 2 universities in Australia that received a federal grant of almost $1 million to assist with educating students in the cybersecurity area.
An important aspect of our project is the 2-to-1 ratio of seniors to volunteers. The Net Uni team are trained to present and assist in each class, making use of an overhead projector and read-along user manuals for all the participants present. We run 2 classes a week, with about 12 people in each class. And the success of our classes can be seen by the 90 to 100% positive feedback as seen on our evaluation forms and the return rate. Most participants come back and complete other courses. And because of the success we've faced, we've had to develop a waiting list. Let's hear more from some of the participants themselves.
Learning what I can, and it's improved the quality of my life. I'm meeting people, I'm having a laugh, I'm enjoying myself. I'm coming away feeling confident that I've learned something that I feel good about, and so it's helping my self-esteem enormously. It's just, it's provided me an outlet, somewhere to go that's economically priced, very comfortable, nice people teaching, and nice people to sit with and have a chat with. And in this instance, I've made a new friend as well.
Well, they said it all. Impacting and empowering the lives of people like Barbara and Carrie is what Net Uni is all about. This year, we developed our services and got into a new initiative by partnering with St. Stephen's School, as you can see here. So, once a week, these high school students join us and help co-facilitate the classes. This has created for a rewarding opportunity to bring together high school students, university students, library staff, and senior citizens, thereby creating a significant social aspect and bridging the generational gap. In terms of sustainability, we see this as the future of Enactus ECU, as today's high school students become tomorrow's university students and ultimately Enactus members. During one of our classes, some participants gave us some suggestions. They thought that a class of this sort would be well received in their retirement village. So we developed a business plan using this business canvas model. We identified whether there was a market and what would make for an appropriate price point for our product. Through this model, we are developing our course as a fee-for-service, a 4-week paid course purchased by the individual. Now imagine the positive social impact that this has when a grandson buys his grandmother one of these NetUni classes so that she could learn how to Skype him from home, or access Medicare from the comfort of her own couch, or do her mobile banking from her bed. NetUni is making a difference in people's lives. In June this year, we entered into this retirement village and ran one of our classes. From the positive feedback we received from the seniors there, we are more than confident that our plan going forward will succeed, and the Enactus team will be extending its proposition to other retirement villages when we return.
Since Nationals last year, Net University has directly empowered 338 participants over the 26 classes. This is an increase of 61%, as you can see here. That's nearly 1,000 participants in total. So to ensure sustainability, we have developed a class and trainer manual, and we have students from different years of their degree. We will also continue working alongside St. Stephen's School, receive sponsorship from our 2 local libraries, and create our fee-for-service business model. Net University has been successful for the past 4 years. It started off as a humble vision, but with the help of our business partners, the feedback from the seniors, our business advisory board, and a passionate team, we are on the right track to starting our social enterprise. This year alone, we have extended into 5 different areas. Not only that, we are addressing 4 of the UN sustainability goals. Net University, with the ever-changing world of technology, Net University will always continue to evolve.
A combined 8 UN goals across 2 classes, more than 100% increase in team membership, a new focus in primary education, quality teaching at both ends of the age spectrum, partnership with a local school, 3 new technology classes, 61% increase in attendees from last year, expanding into a fee-for-service business model, and a clear outlook for the future. Enactus ECU incorporates the values of Edith Cowan in everything we undertake, and we will continue to offer beneficial learning through our projects, because education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.
We will now begin the question and answer period. Only judges may ask questions.
Well done. The waste knot, where does the compost end up?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
For waste knot, where does the compost end up?
The project or actual compost?
Yeah, the actual compost.
Oh, where there's actual compost waste. If we were actually going to go ahead with that project, we would have had to get a greenhouse on campus.
In regards to the same project, you said that there are competitors in the market that you did an environmental scan. Can you tell me exactly then what was the educational gap that was not in those programs that your curriculum actually addresses?
Okay. So when we did our environmental scan, we noticed that there were other programs such as WasteWise and Clean Away. And these programs did not have the specific targeted appeal that we have, because we would be linking with industry professionals, we'll be linking with agri-businesses and farmers as well in delivering our service. So we're partnering with people who have experience in this field as well. And the programs that we found there took 3 years to get accreditation. We were planning on making our program take probably a year, which would be more positive, more lucrative for the schools as well.
More achievable.
More achievable, yeah. That's what I'm looking
I'm curious with the Net University, as the expectations continue with that stuff and more people sign on to it, how are you guys going to maintain the energy as students when you're doing everything else to satisfy? I think you said you do 2 programs a week. What's your strategy for managing the growth of that Net University?
I love that you mentioned energy, yes. The plan of that is the more retirement villages that we'll be going into, we're planning to actually pay people to come in. So obviously we'll start off as volunteers, we'll go into a retirement village, see how it goes. The more we extend, we'll have particular people who come in for 2 hours, we'll give them a pay for that. That's what we're planning to do. And we don't have any expenses in our university, so it works out well for us.
Judges, is there any more questions to my left?
In front.
Hi, just in regards to Net University, you had that exercise where you had students working with the seniors. Is that something that you plan to continue with?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah. They've been an amazing school to work with. So.
Yes. We have one over to our left. Question.
You've provided the example of what the participants feel about Net University.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any data to support the impact on their lives that either you have to date or that you could look to develop in the future?
At the moment, we do have our evaluation forms, so they've been filling it out, saying how they started, how they feel at the end of the class, and how they're going to progress. So that's probably the best way of our data. We do actually have the physical form of that. We also do speak to the library staff about that, and we do receive feedback. So like with cybersecurity, the reason why we developed that class was from the feedback from the seniors. So.
If I could just add to that, the library staff themselves, which are sometimes present at the classes, they've said themselves to us that their knowledge of technology has increased as well through these classes, so they're learning vicariously as well.
Any more questions? Last chance. Yes.
I was keen to just understand a bit better the financial model that goes with Waste Not in its new phase. Can you just explain that a bit better, how you're planning to fund all that?
Yeah, we have a research team at the moment that's looking at the competitors' prices. So we have looked into the market and there are competitive programs. So they're going to, I don't know the exact numbers for you, but they've looked at what the other programs charge for those classes as well, and we'll fix our price to schools in a competitive way. The pilot that we're running is free of charge, as it is a pilot, and it's still in its development. But yes, so the price that we'll be charging for that is currently in its research phase.
We'll make sure we have the information for next year.
Yeah.
Hi, just again, one more question on Net University. You mentioned that you were going to look to implement a 4-week paid course. What price are you looking to charge?
Okay. We were looking to charge between $10 to $15. This is based on feedback that we got from our seniors when we asked them how much they were willing to actually pay for it. And we were quite satisfied in the response we got because they believe that it's such a crucial and important class to take. And with all of the threats that we're facing in this modern day, they found it very, very important as well. So yes, between 10 and...
Your time has expired, judges. Please join me in thanking Edith Cowan University for their presentation.